Hello everyone, my name is Vijay Reddy Pininti. Today I'm going to demonstrate how we can deploy our Mule applications in standalone runtime of AWS. I'll break down the entire process into simpler steps. So the first step would be hosting our hosting our Jenkins server in AWS, and then we will install all the required dependencies. And then we'll host our Mule standalone server, and finally we'll establish communication between Mule and Jenkins. And if anything else is required, we'll add it to our list. So first, let us see how to host a Jenkins server. To do this, go into your AWS account. I'm using a free tier instance for our demo. So you can go to your AWS console and you can search EC2 here. Okay, click on the first option, EC2. Okay, here it shows instances running are zero currently. So I'm going to create an instance from scratch. Click on instance here and click on launch instance. Okay, here we need to provide the name of our EC2 instance. I'm going to name it as DevOps server. Okay, and the type of OS that I would be using is Ubuntu. I'm selecting the default version for Ubuntu. I'll leave the architecture as it is, and as I said, I'm going to use the free tier version. We have one CPU and 1 GB of, so basically 1 GB of CPU. And for the key pair, I would recommend creating a new pair. So let me create one. Yeah, and we need to give a name for our key pair. So I would say DevOps key pair. Okay, and I'll leave it as RSA and .pem. Just click on create key pair. Save it into your system. Create a folder for it. Okay, I'll leave the rest of the settings as is, and let's click on launch instance. Okay, it shows instance is live. Let me refresh. So as we can see, the instance is live now. I missed one small thing. Uh, so the memory by default to an EC2 instance of Ubuntu server would be 8 GB. That wouldn't be sufficient for our is hosting our Jenkins server. So what I would say is just we can increase the storage of your EC2 instance. So just select your EC2 instance. Once you select it, below you can see something called storage. Just click on it. Okay, and you will see that the size is 8 GB as of now. Just click on this volume. Okay, and select this. Click on actions. Click on modify volume and increase this to 16 GB and just say modify. Click on modify. Perfect. Just refresh it. Yeah. Now our memory has increased to 16 GB. Now we have to log into our EC2 instance uh, to install the Jenkins server. So I'll go back to instances. So for this, what I'm going to use is there is a software called MOBA Extreme. Just go to Google and type MOBA Extreme, download. Click on the first link. Just download the free version. Click on download. Click on the installer edition. Let's have it in one location. Just download. Yeah. So the download is completed. Here I have the downloaded software. I'll unzip it. Okay. You have the installer here. Just double click it. Click on next. Accept it. Next. Just give the default location. Next. And click on install. Just give it some time to install. Yeah, the installation has finished. So I'll go to my desktop. Okay, I have a shortcut from MobiXterm here. Like after it is installed, just open MobiXterm. For the very first time you are loading it, requires a little bit of time. Perfect. Now these are my previously saved sessions. I'll not use them. So click on session here. Okay, and click on SSH. Uh, for here you have to give the IP address of your EC2 instance. So I'll go back to AWS. Click on our EC2 instance. You have your public IP address. Just copy it. Come back to your mobile terminal. Just give the IP address here and click on specify username. The username would be Ubuntu. Okay, and go to advanced SSH settings. Here select use private key and give your private key. Okay, this was saved in documents AWS key pairs. So I'm using this. Okay, and now go to bookmark settings. For session name, give something that you can remember. Since DevOps server is already used by me, I'll just name it as Jenkins server. The session name, it can be anything. It's up to you. I'll just give it a name and click on OK. Just click on accept. That's it. So now you have logged into your EC2 instance which you have just created. Okay. The very first thing that we need to do is update our packages. So just say sudo apt update. Give it some time. Perfect. We have updated all the required packages. Just clear. Now we'll be installing Jenkins. So go to Google again. Just say install Jenkins in Ubuntu. Click on the first link. Okay. So always install the long-term support release. Okay. Uh, but before installing Jenkins, you need to have Java installed. Okay. Uh, the if you properly read the installation, we'll be requiring version 17 of Java. So just copy this part and come back to your terminal and just paste this. Click on enter. Click yes. Perfect. Java is installed. I can check the Java version by saying which Java. So, or Java version. So as it shows, JDK 7 is installed in this. Next, we'll install Jenkins into our EC2 instance. So the very first uh, command that we have, just blindly copy this, come to your MobiX terminal, just paste it and enter. Say yes. Just give it some time to install. Perfect. Is installed. So Jenkins by default runs on port 8080. Okay. Now we have our IP address. Click on http colon slash slash your IP address and the port 8080. And this will not show you anything. The reason is you haven't told your AWS EC2 instance or your security group that I am a trusted user and I should be able to access this port. So you haven't given your EC2 instance that permissions. How can you do this? Okay, scroll down. You will have network and security. Click on security groups. Okay, you will by default have few of the security groups configured for you. uh, I want to create a separate security group for my EC2 instance. So I'll click on create security group. Okay, and for this I'll give DevOps security group as the name. Uh, okay, okay. You can give any description if you want to. Let's say all required permissions for DevOps. Leave the VPC as it is rule as it is, and now you have to add an inbound rule. So inbound rule is the incoming traffic. Okay, so how you can add this is so for security reasons, don't allow all traffic to your Jenkins server because it might hold confidential information. So select custom TCP and give the port 8080, and for the source just say my IP so that only you can access this port and no one else can access it, and click on add rule. So, and you can just click on create security group. Okay, now if you refresh you will still not be able to access the Jenkins server because you have to add this security group to your EC2 instance. So go to instance, select your EC2 instance, select on actions, select on security, select change security groups. Okay, here search for the security group which you have created, which is DevOps security group. Click on add security group and finally click on save. Okay, just refresh the EC2 instance, give it a couple of seconds. Yes, now go back and refresh. See, now you are able to access your Jenkins server. Also, this server will not be accessible by anyone else because you have given the source as only your IP. Now it's asking for the admin password, which is located in this location. Now again, go back to your terminal. First, log in as Jenkins server. For that, click on sudo su minus Jenkins. So you have logged in as a Jenkins user. If you can see, you have changed from Ubuntu to Jenkins. Now just copy this location. Just say cd. My bad. Okay, we are already in this location, and it is located in this location, secret slash initial admin password. So just say cd secrets. Check for this. So just say cat initial admin password and copy this. Come back here, paste the password, click on continue, and select the default one, install suggested plugins, because it installs all the basic required plugins for you. Just select this and give it some time. It will install all the plugins. Okay, now you have to create a admin user. So give your details. I'll just say Vijay. Password, it's up to you what you want to give. Give username as Vijay. Vijay R. Click on save and close. Leave it as it is, the Jenkins default URL. Click on save and finish. Start using Jenkins. So the first step in our uh, demo is complete. Like, we have hosted the Jenkins server in AWS. We have installed all the required dependencies as well. Next, we'll in the next video we'll look into how we'll host the Mule standalone server. Thanks for watching the video.